What if I told you that your brain isn't fixed? What if the memory problems, mental fog, and cognitive decline you're experiencing aren't inevitable parts of aging but reversible symptoms of not feeding and training your brain properly? After studying neuroscience research and interviewing people who maintained razor-sharp minds into their 80s and 90s, I discovered something that will change how you think about brain power forever. Your brain is plastic, constantly regenerating and rewiring itself. And there are 9 specific habits that dramatically boost cognitive function and memory capacity, with noticeable results in just weeks. Here's the scientific truth that nobody tells you. Your brain generates new neurons throughout your entire life through a process called neurogenesis. Your memory capacity isn't fixed, it's trainable. Your cognitive power isn't declining inevitably, it's responding to how you treat your brain daily. Most people are unknowingly starving their brains and wonder why they can't think clearly or remember simple things. Think about someone you know who seems mentally sharp despite their age. They remember names effortlessly. They learn new things quickly. They solve problems creatively. They're not genetically gifted with superior brains. They've simply been doing things that enhance brain power, while most people do things that destroy it. I used to struggle with terrible memory. I'd forget names immediately after hearing them. I'd walk into rooms and forget why I was there. I'd read pages and retain nothing. I thought my brain just wasn't very good, that some people had sharp minds and I didn't. I was completely wrong about how brain power actually works. Then I discovered these 9 habits practiced by neuroscientists, memory champions, and people with exceptional cognitive function. When I implemented them, the changes were dramatic. Within 2 weeks, I noticed improved memory. Within a month, my mental clarity was sharper than it had been in years. Within 3 months, I was learning faster and thinking more clearly than I ever had. The beautiful thing about these 9 habits is they work at the biological level. They increase blood flow to your brain, stimulate neurogenesis, strengthen neural connections, and optimize neurotransmitter production. You're not just trying harder to remember or focus, you're giving your brain the conditions it needs to function at peak capacity. But here's what most people get wrong about boosting brain power. They think it requires expensive supplements, complex brain training programs, or genetic advantages. It doesn't. These 9 habits are simple, free, or inexpensive, and available to anyone. They're based on solid neuroscience about what your brain actually needs to thrive. Some of these habits involve physical practices because your brain health is inseparable from your body health. Others involve mental exercises that strengthen specific cognitive functions. Some optimize your brain's environment, while others provide the raw materials your neurons need to function optimally. The research is clear. These habits increase BDNF, the protein that supports neuron growth. They improve blood flow that delivers oxygen and nutrients to brain cells. They reduce inflammation that impairs cognitive function. They're not magic, they're biology. If you're tired of forgetting things, struggling with mental fog, or feeling like your brain isn't as sharp as it used to be, subscribe right now, because these 9 habits will transform your cognitive function faster than you think possible. Habit 1. The morning brain activation routine. The first habit that dramatically boosts brain power is a morning brain activation routine that gets blood flowing to your brain immediately upon waking. Before coffee, before breakfast, spend 10 minutes doing light physical movement combined with mental activation. This could be jumping jacks while reciting your goals, stretching while practicing gratitude, or walking while planning your day. You're combining physical movement that increases cerebral blood flow with mental engagement that activates neural networks. This dual activation jumpstarts your brain's performance for the entire day. Your brain uses 20% of your body's oxygen despite being only 2% of your weight. When you move your body first thing in the morning, you dramatically increase oxygen delivery to your brain, enhancing cognitive function immediately. Combined with mental engagement, you're training your brain to be alert and active from the moment you wake. Sarah implemented a simple morning routine: 50 jumping jacks while listing things she's grateful for. This 3-minute practice transformed her mental clarity. She went from foggy mornings to sharp, focused starts because she was activating her brain through movement and engagement. Habit 2. The strategic learning practice. The second habit is dedicating 30 minutes daily to strategic learning of genuinely new and challenging material. Not passive consumption, but active learning that forces your brain to create new neural pathways. Learn a language, study a complex subject, practice a musical instrument, or master a new skill. Your brain grows through challenge, not comfort. When you learn something difficult, you trigger neurogenesis and strengthen existing neural connections. The key is genuine difficulty. It should feel mentally challenging. If it's too easy, you're not creating enough stimulus for brain growth. This isn't about becoming an expert, it's about keeping your brain in growth mode. People who continuously learn maintain cognitive function decades longer than those who stop learning. 30 minutes daily of challenging learning is like taking your brain to the gym. Habit 3. The Memory Palace Technique. The third habit is practicing the Memory Palace Technique, a scientifically proven method for dramatically improving memory. You visualize a familiar location and mentally place information you want to remember at specific locations along a route through that space. This technique leverages your brain's exceptional spatial memory. You can forget a list of words easily, but you can navigate your childhood home in your mind effortlessly. By connecting information to spatial locations, you tap into your brain's strongest memory system. Practice this daily with small information sets. Memorize your grocery list, your daily schedule, or key points from something you read. As you practice, your overall memory capacity improves because you're strengthening the neural pathways involved in memory formation and recall. Marcus struggled to remember client names. He started using the Memory Palace technique, placing each client's name and key details at locations in his office. Within weeks, he could recall dozens of client details effortlessly. His memory hadn't gotten better genetically. He'd learned to use his brain's natural strengths. Habit 4. The omega-3 optimization. The fourth habit addresses the biological foundation of brain health, omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, which makes up 40% of the polyunsaturated fatty acids in your brain. Most people are severely deficient in omega-3s, which directly impairs cognitive function and memory. Consume fatty fish like salmon twice weekly, or take a high-quality fish oil supplement with at least 1,000 millimolar of combined EPA and DHA daily. These fats are literally the building blocks of your brain cells. When you're deficient, your neurons can't function optimally, no matter what else you do. Research shows omega-3 supplementation improves memory, increases processing speed, and may even increase brain volume in areas associated with memory. This isn't a minor supplement, it's fundamental nutrition for your brain. Habit 5. The hydration protocol. The fifth habit is maintaining optimal hydration throughout the day. Your brain is 73% water. Even 2% dehydration impairs cognitive function, memory, attention, and processing speed. Most people are chronically mildly dehydrated and don't realize it's affecting their brain power. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces daily, starting with 1632 ounces immediately upon waking. Keep water visible throughout the day. Your neurons need water to transmit signals efficiently. Dehydration is one of the fastest ways to impair brain function and one of the easiest to fix. David complained about afternoon mental fog. When he started tracking his water intake and consistently drinking 80 ounces daily, his afternoon fog disappeared completely. His brain was finally getting the hydration it needed to function properly. Habit 6. The sleep consolidation priority. The sixth habit recognizes that sleep is when your brain consolidates memories and clears metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. Without adequate quality sleep, no other brain-boosting habits work effectively because your brain can't process and integrate new information. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep in a dark, cool room. During deep sleep, your brain moves information from short-term to long-term storage. During REM sleep, it integrates new learning with existing knowledge. Sleep isn't rest from brain work, it's when critical brain work happens. Protect your sleep with the same intensity you protect important meetings. It's the foundation of all cognitive function and memory. Every hour of sleep lost costs you multiple hours of diminished brain power the next day. Habit 7. The aerobic exercise requirement. The seventh habit is non-negotiable aerobic exercise at least 30 minutes daily, 5 times weekly. Cardiovascular exercise increases BDNF production more than any other intervention. BDNF is essentially fertilizer for your brain, promoting neuron growth and strengthening connections. Exercise also increases blood flow to the brain, enhances oxygen delivery, and promotes neurogenesis in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. The cognitive benefits of exercise are so profound that it's more effective than any supplement or brain training program. You don't need intense workouts. Brisk walking, swimming, cycling, or dancing all work. The key is elevating your heart rate consistently. People who exercise regularly maintain cognitive function and memory capacity decades longer than sedentary people. Habit 8. The intermittent fasting window. The 8th habit leverages intermittent fasting's cognitive benefits. Fasting for 14-16 hours daily triggers autophagy, a cellular cleaning process that removes damaged proteins and cellular debris from your brain. It also increases BDNF production and ketone bodies that provide efficient fuel for neurons. This doesn't mean starving yourself. Simply compress your eating window to 8 to 10 hours. For example, eating between noon and 8 p.m. During the fasting period, your brain enters a state that promotes cellular repair and cognitive enhancement. Research shows intermittent fasting improves memory, increases focus, and may protect against cognitive decline. It's essentially giving your brain time to clean house and optimize function without the constant demand of processing food. Lisa implemented 16.8 intermittent fasting and noticed remarkable improvements in morning mental clarity. Her brain fog disappeared and her focus sharpened. The fasting period gave her brain the opportunity to optimize function instead of constantly processing nutrients. Habit 9. The social engagement practice. The 9th habit is maintaining regular, meaningful social engagement. Your brain is social by nature. Complex social interaction activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, providing comprehensive cognitive stimulation that no solitary activity can match. Have regular substantive conversations, join group activities, maintain friendships, engage in collaborative projects. Social isolation is as damaging to cognitive function as smoking. People with strong social connections maintain brain power significantly better than isolated individuals. This isn't about quantity of social contact, but quality. One deep conversation with a friend stimulates your brain more than hours of passive social media scrolling. Active social engagement forces your brain to process social cues, navigate complex interactions, and engage empathetically, all of which strengthen cognitive function. The transformation these 9 habits create is remarkable. Before implementing them, most people experience declining memory, mental fog, difficulty learning, and reduced cognitive sharpness. They accept this as inevitable aging when it's actually reversible dysfunction from improper brain care. After 3 months of these habits, your brain power transforms. Memory improves dramatically. Mental fog clears. Learning becomes faster. Thinking becomes sharper. You're not just feeling better, you're measurably enhancing your brain's biological function through these practices. Here's what's exciting. Unlike many health improvements that take months to notice, brain power improvements happen fast. Within 2 weeks of these habits, most people notice sharper thinking. Within a month, memory improvements become obvious. Within 3 months, cognitive enhancement is undeniable. Your brain is the most adaptable organ in your body. It responds quickly to proper care and thrives when given what it needs. These 9 habits provide exactly what your brain needs to function at peak capacity. Start with 3 habits: morning brain activation, omega-3 optimization, and aerobic exercise. These create the foundation. Add the others gradually over the next month. Write in the comments which habit you're starting with today. If this video revealed how to boost brain power through science-based habits, hit that like button and subscribe. Share this with someone whose brain power needs boosting. These 9 habits aren't magic, they're biology. When you give your brain what it needs, it rewards you with exceptional cognitive function and memory. Your journey to a sharper, more powerful brain starts with the first habit you implement today.